Right, okay, what I'm going to show you here is a nice little way to edit to the beat, because that's one of the big things that trips up a lot of new AMV makers, because they'll make a pretty decent AMV but the beat change will be out of sync, or they'll not know how to do it properly. When they look at other people's videos, they might be thinking, oh well, why is it mine like theirs? So I'm just going to show you. It's pretty simple actually. All that you need to do is, I've got all my videos set up, all my clips cut down to where I want them, and my audio in place, and if you zoom in, if you scroll in and zoom in, you can see where the beats come in. You can see that the beat comes in there, there, there. So you can see where they come in. They come in just nicely, and if you split them up, you split your scenes up just nicely to go with the beats, you can get a really good effect in your AMVs to make it pop a bit more, especially if you don't just leave them blank. If you add effects like I've got added on in the first 4 keyframes of each clip, I've got the blur that I showed you in the previous video, and as well also what I've got is a nice little effect which I find is better than your standard flashes. It's the using your media generators and going onto your solid colours and dropping in a white solid colour and dropping and making the size of it. Obviously you need to drop it down onto a separate video track, make a video track above the one you're using for your main clips, and then you add a white colour or a black colour. Black and white's the best ones. If you go with your reds and your greens and your blues, they look a bit tacky more than anything, and just make it 2 keyframes, 1 at each side of the beat change, which obviously sometimes you can't get it spot on the beat because the beat change is there, but you can't get the clip sometimes spot onto the beat, so you have to get it as close as possible. And then when you add in the white media generator effect of her, the white solid colour, it gives you a better effect of the scene changing, so even if the scene doesn't change dead on the beat, it looks as if it does. So it's a good way to do it, and as well it's a bit better for your lighter beats, which in some songs you get building up to a heavy beat. So beats like that, it's lagging a little bit, but this video is actually already on my YouTube page, and it just gives you a really nice little effect. And as well, for when you've got faster scene changes like this bit here, it just gives a nice little bit of an effect, gives a nice bit of a roll effect, you know what I mean, as if you're bringing in the video towards something, which I think's pretty good and a lot of editors do mess up on. I mean, obviously you might be looking and thinking, well, you've got your flashes but it looks like they're taking over the full clip, but all that I did, well, the best way to do it is, if you're not doing any pan cropping with your clips or anything, just with your first clip you're going to use, put your standard horizontal blur on, you know what I mean, with your 250 going down to 0 over the 4 keyframes, and then just copy and paste, and it'll stay at those 4 keyframes on every single clip that you put it on. It won't, you can have a clip that's 25 keyframes long and it'll still stay at 4. You can have one that's 5 keyframes long and it'll still stay at 4, so that's a really good thing that I forgot to mention in the last video. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you that quick little thing. It's a nice little nifty little tip, you know what I mean, edit into the beat, you know what I mean, as well for when you're editing either track. So obviously you'll want, say if you're editing this over the top, you don't really need to see your audio track, so you can minimize that down for a sec, and then you can see where the scenes have split from where I've already put the video, and then you add on your white solid colour at 2 keyframes of the beat there, just where it splits, dead in the middle, 1 at each side, boom, nice and simple. But then for when you're doing the rest of your editing, just simple, click minimize track height, boom, minimize it down, and then expand track height, and then you can see all your beats nicely again. You don't want to be matching with every beat because it is really hard, and I mean, like what I'm matching with there are the cymbal beats from the drums with these, and then later on with my blurs I'm matching it to the more heavier guitar beats and some of the heavy drum beats, which is the best way to do it. The video's already on my YouTube channel. It's my Jiraiya AMV preview, my SAS audition entry as well, so check it out if you want to get the full effect of this. Alright, cheers.